Hey, Maria.
Hi, Justin.
Did you ever notice on a lot of those sport talk shows how many things people have on their desks?
I don't know if I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it just seems like their desks are crowded with different paraphernalia, objects, things like that.
And this is like more than one show? This is a trend?
Yeah, just a lot of different talk shows. I was just wondering if maybe that's something we should do.
I don't know. It seems a little high concept.
Yeah, it was just a thought. You're probably right.
Yeah, I think we should just keep it simple.
Cool. All right, welcome to the Footy Museum and the Footy Museum podcast. We made it through the holidays, and I am Justin, 2024 Witty, co-director of the Footy Museum, and I am joined by newly appointed co-director of the Footy Museum, Maria Van Dyken Lee. Maria Van Dyken Lee, how are you?
Maria Van Dyken Lee is doing great this new year.
All right. Does this come out in the new year? Is it 2024 when
It is.
your mom's listening to this?
My mom, my dad, and I recently found out over the holidays, my sister's kids.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Hi, Van Dykens. And Maria, I have a question for you. What do the Premier League and Walmart have in common?
They're both big
Wrong.
conglomerates.
They're both open the day after Christmas. Yes. Well, much of the world's football playing has stopped for the month of the holidays. Off in Germany, they get, I think, a month off. In Holland, they get a month off, but not in England. Not that. Those minimum wage players are cranking it out all year long.
They're all playing like 5 games this week.
Oh my gosh, there were so many games. And here they are. Was there anything that stood out to you from the games this week? I was really impressed. I'll start because I didn't let you talk. I'll start.
You just keep talking.
Nottingham Forest taking out Newcastle. Matt Turner, the U.S. goalkeeper in Matty We Trust, bouncing back with
Big
5
bounce
saves.
back,
Big
big.
win against Newcastle. That was great. Luton Town with the gift of 2 own goals from Sheffield
Yeah,
United.
that
was crazy.
A true gift.
At the very end of the game, too.
It was an exciting game to watch, too.
Luton Town's growing in my heart. I'm getting a
Yeah.
little.
I think they're
my
growing.
heart has a little. What was that? A top hat? What kind of hat is that? A little
derby
A
hat
little
or-
derby hat's growing over my heart.
I was going to say, did your heart grow 3 sizes this week?
Oh no, I'm still a horrible person, but it has a
great.
hat now. What? How about you? We had
What did we have? We had
Liverpool
Arsenal.
kind of took care of business against Burnley.
They did, Arsenal West Ham was
Yeah,
a fun,
that was a surprise.
controversial goal.
That looked like it was a cross to me.
I say innocent until proven guilty when it comes to these things.
But I further say, why not have a camera on the goal line? Like if you're
Well,
going
his
to make
thigh
these
was
calls.
his thigh was covering the ball. That was the issue.
Oh, but don't they also have in some leagues they have that sensor, right?
Like in the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, why don't they use that?
I don't know that. Yeah.
They're taking other things from the Women's World Cup and applying. MLS next season, the referees are going to announce all their calls.
I like that. I like that change.
Handball. They're going to work on their voices.
Like in all great American sports.
I wonder if we'll get any real characters out of that. Offside! Or how about the goal was called back because the defensive player was standing in an obstructive position. It's just real exciting.
Red card for touching another player's face.
Simulation. Okay. There was, for a while, it looked like Everton might upset Man City, but then Man City turned the power on and walked away with that. So exciting, a lot of goals. I mean, 4-2, Brighton, Tottenham, Wolves, 4-1 over Brentford. It was nice. I enjoyed the tradition of kind of recovering from Christmas is what we celebrated. I don't know about you, but and then having these games on spread over the next 3 days, wasn't
Oh
it?
man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, they're still playing today. I don't know if today counts as like the normal weekend, but
Oh yeah.
not the Boxing Day. But they're playing so many games.
So many games.
Yeah.
So that was exciting. Not a lot going on in the rest of the world, but the championship also playing. And as of recording, do you know, has that West Brom game wrapped up? Did they end up losing that as our list says?
Live results.
But they lost. Leeds, one of the Footy Museum's honored teams, did lose on the 26th, and then they're playing again today, the day of recording, which is the 29th. And they were losing 1-0 at the beginning of this podcast.
Full time 1-0 to West Brom. Oh man, what an ugly game.
So what is going on? They have now dropped to 4th, and they are really getting down there 9 points out of 2nd. And then I can't do the math, but 62 minus 45 is like 48 points out of 1st place.
Yeah, it's not great, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they had such a good win over Ipswich.
That's true.
They had such a good win, but
Important
then
one.
they win and then they lose. They win and then they lose.
Yes.
And then Melier got that straight red card, so he's out for 3 games.
That's tough.
Yeah.
He looks like such a little kid.
Except for he's a 7 foot tall little kid.
Yeah, he's a freak and a 7 foot tall millionaire little kid.
Yeah.
It's like those little kids who go in trench coats to sneak into movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually one of them, except you pull off the trench coat and it's just one stretched out kid who's French and a professional footballer.
Yeah, who makes amazing saves and touches people in the face when he shouldn't.
Maybe he should come back in a trench coat and a fake mustache to play in goal next week.
Maybe he should.
Maybe he will. Maybe we will. You'll have to tune back in to find out. And then, of course, our other team, PSV, had their Dutch Cup game called off because of torrential rain. Torrential rain in the Netherlands in winter. I can't believe it. Makes me feel like we live in the Netherlands.
They are underground. They're an underwater country.
They are.
They can't get torrential rain.
No,
like
that's horrible. The country might be gone, but I haven't checked. I'll check in.
We should check in.
There's a website. Is the Netherlands still above water.org?
.nl.
And of course, in the U.S., it is the off season, and the off season means that transfers have begun. And the least unexpected move so far this off season is Luis Suarez has rejoined his former Barcelona teammates in Miami. Where it is really, I think the Barcelona pension program is just to play for Inter Miami. What is your take on this move? So we have Jordi Alba, Castellanos, we have Lionel Messi, and now Luis Suarez. There was some rumor that Nicolas Ladero, who is a former teammate of Suarez, was going to join from Seattle, but looks like he might go to Orlando. But I mean, for a senior league, if this was like a senior retirement league, this team would be favored.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how it's actually going to work out.
Yeah, it feels like when those old bands from the 60s would go on tour and then there'd be ads and my parents would get really excited.
Yeah.
When they saw the TV ad.
Or do you remember the Traveling Wilburys?
No.
It was like Roy Orbison, Tom Petty, George Harrison, and maybe Johnny Cash. I don't know. And they formed a band for a while. This is kind of like the Traveling Wilburys. But the mood has kind of shifted in a lot of MLS discussion groups, where Miami's now kind of being pitched as the bad guy.
It was inevitable. You live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. Well, it's happened to me numerous times.
Yeah.
So do you think that are Miami the bad guys of Major League Soccer? Do you think people will be rooting against them or they won't resist? I mean, Suarez is kind of a bad guy. He's most famous. Anyone listening not knowing, he's most famous for biting opposing players, taking chunks out of their earlobes and necks, and that's why those big, look at those teeth. Those are some biting teeth.
Yeah, those are some bitey teeth. Nobody roots for Goliath, right? And so you sign the most famous player in the world right now, and everyone's really excited because they'll get to see him play. And in the United States, where you don't normally get to see him play, and And then the whole gang joins in and forms like Barcelona 2.0. And it's like, well, we want to share the wealth a little bit, you know?
I think it's also with the recent like U.S. Open Cup shenanigans where MLS just wants to focus on Leagues Cup, which is built around Messi in Miami, and all the tournaments being created for Miami. I think there's some animosity about that. And also with them not expanding any roster rules to allow other teams to bring in big players, but somehow Miami's able to work unknown mechanisms and have like Barcelona 2.0, the golden years. It is the golden years. They've all moved to
Barcelona, the golden years. Like they're in Miami.
Barcelona, golden girls.
Thank you for being a friend. Back again.
We'll make up some competitions and give you a trophy. Okay. Well, that's what's going on in MLS. The Chicago Fire have done nothing of note. They had some super draft, MLS super draft, which is the draft of college players. They picked up some people, but they're continuing on their path of not doing much. But again this week, our old foe, the Super League, has once again raised his head.
Those abs.
Those abs, is it a soccer ball or is it abs? This is actually the founder of the Super League we're looking at here. So the Super League, a league that was floated in many different forms in the last several years with the idea that some of the top league teams in the world would join their own separate league, free from promotion, relegation, and able to profit from TV rights and able to help struggling clubs such as Juventus or all the Spanish clubs who are almost bankrupt, keeps reappearing. Once again, a new format was released. I don't even understand it. I'm not going to go into it. So maybe I'll dive in, but it doesn't seem to want to go away. And it's alive and well here in the US of A. So that's it for our unsolicited and underinformed. I'm going to say underinformed this week.
Partially informed.
Partially informed. Anything
but that doesn't
else
start
about
with
the world of football before we just bid adieu?
Go Dallas Burn.
Go Dallas Burn. And then we like these outfits so much, we'll be back later in the week wearing them again. So thank you. And we will talk to you soon when we talk about the little team that could, as long as it was sponsored by Citigroup, Girona. All right. Until then, goodbye.
Bye.